sitting here with Danny Jones and Brandon White, who will be performing together as Greedy Souls at the Tag Team Festival at WXW. Great to have you here. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good, thank you.
Yeah,
Living the
going
dream, as I
great.
always say.
Living, yeah, living the dream, living the dream.
Perfect. Yeah, my first question is for Danny. You started wrestling 12 years ago when you were 17, I believe, or 16. How does someone in Wales decide to step into a wrestling ring at such a young age?
Well, yeah, it's funny, really. I mean, the thing that actually triggered, made me pull the trigger and actually start training was my brother, because I used to do MMA and kickboxing, jiu-jitsu when I was younger, and I started to kind of fall out of love with that a little bit. And I didn't want to go training. I just wanted to stay home and play like the wrestling games. I can't remember which one it was at the time.
Hmm.
And he was like, "Oh, don't you want to come and training?" And I was like, "Well, no, not really. I don't really want to be. I don't really want to fight anymore. I just want to be a wrestler." And he's like, "All right, well, you ain't gonna be a wrestler sat in your ass playing games. So maybe you should just go out and find something to find somewhere to go." And I was like, "Oh, I don't exist in this country. Surely not." And then that kind of just planted a seed in my mind, and then I was like, I'm gonna actually see if there is something around. And then weirdly, I saw a sign when I was on the school bus, for a company called Celtic Wrestling, and they were running a show in the local area, and I was like, oh, maybe there is something local. And then yeah, just curiosity, kind of led to me finding a place to train, and the rest is history, as they say. So yeah, I was 15 when I started training,
15.
and that's when I started training, and I had my first match about a month before my 70th birthday. So I was 16.
All right.
So yeah, it's been a hell of a ride since. I'm knocking on 30 now, so time flies.
Yeah, but you're still not 30, and are there ambitions to make the leap to one of the major promotions in the future, or are you happy as it stands right now?
Of course, you're always looking for more. I think that's what I struggle with sometimes is, I'm never really satisfied with what I've done or where I've been. Sometimes I struggle to actually live in the moment. Because when I'm doing something good, I guess I enjoy it for that sake. Like for the tag league, I'll enjoy that weekend, and then like once that's over, once the dust settles, it's like, okay, cool. What's the next thing? So yeah, I struggle to ever be satisfied, I guess, long term, when it comes to stuff like that. So yeah, I will 100% be looking to make a leap to a big company as and when that opportunity arises.
Hmm. Brandon, your history is a bit different. I read that you overcame a serious illness, which ultimately led to you pursue your dream of becoming a wrestler. Are you satisfied with how far you've come since then?
Well, yeah, because like Dan, I started wrestling at a young age too. But I used to wrestle in the back gardens and stuff like that with
Hmm.
my friends, Wildborn, Flash Morgan Webster. And I started pro wrestling training when I was about 16, but I didn't step in the ring till I was like 24, 25, because I just put it off. But yeah, I was diagnosed with testicular cancer in my mid-20s, um, and that was a decision that made me go, well, I'm not happy with my life. I remember asking that question that would if I met my 5-year-old self, would he be proud of my 25-year-old self? And the answer was no. So I
Hmm.
stepped in the ring then, and here we are, like 11 years later, or whatever. We are here.
Yeah, you said it yourself. The first steps you took was in some back gardens, and now you, Wildborn Mike Hitchman, and your tag team partner Danny Jones, you have founded the New Wave Wrestling Academy in Cardiff. Yeah, I think there weren't that many real opportunities to train wrestling in Wales before that.
Well, yeah. So it's one of those things. For what I remember NWA. I remember then Dragon Pro, and it wasn't many around. I think Dan will have a bit more thing about that because I went training a little bit when I was younger, when I was 16. But I always remember going to like NWA and then Dragon Pro. I can't remember. Oh, on Welsh Wrestling as well. It was about three, but there was never like a full-time ring set up. There was always like
Hmm.
I remember training on Crash and gym mats and stuff like that, and the Ledge Center for like 6 hours on a Sunday. But there wasn't a lot now. But of course, we're talking like 10 years later now, 11 years later, the scene is massively different now. And, we got a new wave in Newport, which is the one I run with Dan and Mike. And then we got one in Cardiff run by Mark Andrews, and one in West Midlands run by Flash Morgan Webster. And yeah, it's just a big network of safe, good professional wrestling training. And we got a ring set up at all three sites. And it's just a good place. It's a good place to be now.
I think that's the biggest difference. It's difficult to compare it because, like 13 years ago, or even longer than that, the biggest thing was accessibility. Like now, you have access to a full time, like we have access to a full time facility 24/7. Obviously, we're not going to be waking up 3 in the morning to train somebody. Don't get me wrong, but like but still the premise is there. We have that 24-hour access, whereas you were very limited on time back then.
Hmm.
Like when I first started training, there was only 2 days of training. Tuesday was 2 hours in the evening on mats, on like little gym mats, and the Sunday was a long day. We had a beginners class that was 3 hours and an advanced class that was 3 hours. So it was 6 hours of training, but we had to set the ring up beforehand and take the ring down. So that's how we had to manage. And back then, I couldn't drive. I was 15 when I started training. And where I'm from in the valleys, the public transport links were horrendous, especially on a Sunday. So there was no way for me to get down there other than go to work with my dad in the morning. So I'd wake up at 4 in the morning, and go to work with my dad for like 4 or 5 hours for him to drop me off to training. Then I'd be there for about 8 hours because we'd be setting up the ring. Then we train for the 6 hours, and then take the ring down, and then it'd be another 40 minutes back home. You know what I mean? So it'd be a full day for me on Sunday, and then I go to school on Monday.
Hmm.
So and that's how we had to manage. But people don't have to worry about that now. The ring's already set up. So as soon as you finish work, you can come down and you'll be able to train in the ring every single session. And on top of that, I guess the quality of training is another level now compared to what it was back then, because we have former WWE wrestlers or TNA wrestlers or people that have worked with TNA, AEW, or people that have been to Japan, wrestle all across Europe. And I think that's the biggest difference too, is that quality of people that have been out there and done the job,
Hmm.
rather than just wrestling locally and training people locally, and that's that.
Yeah. Then you spent quite some time in Japan yourself. You traveled all over Europe, spent a little time in the USA and Canada. Yeah, how much did you take away from your trip to Japan in particular, maybe?
I took a lot, yeah, from those tours. The biggest thing, is the way that they train. Um, don't get me wrong, is very different to how we train in Europe. I guess there's some similarities where we've taken from those Japanese aspects, but in terms of the respect and the discipline and I guess the hierarchy within their wrestling sort of scene, if you want to call it that, is massively different to ours. So the biggest thing that I did take away from that is the respect that's instilled from day one. Um, it's quite easy to get into wrestling if you're in Europe, to be honest with you, because you just turn up and you pay money to go to a wrestling school. Um, and you could just keep turning up as much as you can, as much as you please, right? And that's how you progress. So it's kind of done by choice. But in Japan, it's just not that way. You've got to go through tryouts and you get picked, and you fit a certain quota. And if you're not cutting it, they'll get rid of you. So if you're
Okay.
not if you're not performing as well as you should be, they'll get rid of you and they'll find the next young boy.
Hmm.
As they call it. So that's the biggest difference. And that's the thing that I took away. It was an eye-opening experience to see what they go through just to make it onto their first show.
Hmm.
And it's a testament to anyone that becomes a big star in Japan. It's a testament to how far they come to get to that level, because all of the big names started in that way, and it was never easy for them in the beginning. And I'm not saying it's easy in Europe either. It's not, because there's difficulties in different areas, um, but I think people this side of the world don't understand how lucky they are to have the route that they have into wrestling.
Hmm. While Danny traveled extensively around the world, you, Brandon, fought around 96% of your matches in the UK. Why is that?
Well, that's the thing. I just didn't think it was attainable for me, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I was kind of one of those people who just kind of wrestled everywhere, drafted, and I just thought that you was never an option to me. But it's only when me and Dan tied together and agreed swords became a thing, and started taking off, that the first booking I had was for WXW in Europe, and after that, then I've been to Europe a lot more. And I aspire to try to wrestle in Europe more than I do the UK now, because in the UK I've kind of ticked all the boxes, done everything I've ever wanted to do, and
Hmm.
for me now it's kind of just trying to get the experiences of seeing other countries, different cultures, and kind of wrestling different scenes, and making sure that wrestling is enjoyable, because sometimes it can be a grind and it can be a slog, whereas I've had the mentality the last couple of years of, if I don't enjoy it, I'm not going to do it, whereas in wrestling it should be enjoyable, it should be fun, and that's kind of why I'm looking to kind of really enjoy this weekend coming up in WXW Tag Festival, and making sure that European wrestling for me continues.
Yeah, you said it yourself. You've been to Germany once before. You had two matches, I think, at WXW.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to the most?
Well, looking forward to hopefully having more than two matches this time, and we got to the final, and and actually going out there and showing that me and Dan generally are the best tag team in Europe. It's one of those things that we have to kind of just you know play our cards out there and make sure that we are kind of excelling, and making sure that we go in there as a tag team. Everyone knows we're going out as champions, and winning the tag team festival. That's the goal.
Hmm.
I want to go out there and have the best matches, but also win. I don't just want to. I'm not out there to have the best matches in terms of, like, I just want to have a good match. I want to go out there and win, because that's what we're about. Business as usual.
Yeah. Dude, Danny, you have quite a few more matches at WXW, two wins, eight losses. But apart from the statistics, what are you the most excited about? Maybe, yeah, you have experience at a festival before, so
Mhm.
yeah, what are you looking forward to?
So yeah, what I'm looking forward to now is I'm not sure if you were there watching Ambition
Yeah,
this year,
I was.
but I made it to the final.
Hmm.
And I know that I can make it to the final again, and I know that I can win. So what I'm looking forward to the most at this festival now is taking it the whole way.
Okay.
I truly believe me and Brendan can do it. So I think we can perform well. I think we can you know not only put on some entertaining bouts, put on some hard hitting bouts, and yeah, show the entirety of Europe, really, not just Germany, but show the entirety of Europe that the greedy souls are not to be slept on. Um, yeah, and just show us that we mean business.
Yes.
While doing my research, I read in a comment and a quote that Brandon White is a must-see. Unlike many other British wrestlers, he looks like he could wipe the floor with you without looking like the generic gym poser. What would you say defines you as a wrestler?
Who said that? Because I don't know who said that. um, no, this is the thing. I train for function. I train for purpose. I look like I do. I'm a big lad. But for me, I train very hard for wrestling. I take it very seriously. And like I said, if I don't have a chiseled abs or anything like that, that's one thing. But I'm stronger than most people. I train really hard, and I'm a wrestler. That's what I am. And like I said, to be a wrestler in my eyes, you got to train for your sport. You got to be dedicated to it, and make sure you put in the work in, and that's what I do. Nobody can say anything different about that. So whoever said that comment, I'd like to read that comment somewhere. So wherever you found that, send it my way.
Yeah, I
But
can send you.
yeah,
I have
but
to look
yeah,
it up,
no,
but I
that's
can.
it though. I want to be the best I can be, and I know me and Dan have similar mindsets when it comes to our approach to wrestling, and we go about our business the way we do.
Hmm. Danny, you have the nickname Made of Stone. Is that how you see yourself as a wrestler? You know, hard hitting, or as they say in Germany, auf die Fresse, like punch him in the
Yeah,
face. Yeah.
yeah. Well, definitely. That's definitely my style. I am hard hitting. But I think made of stone. Isn't just the whole, oh, I'm a tough guy, I'm gonna hit you hard. Like, it's not just that. It's not just the
Hmm.
fact that I will come in and I will hit you hard. It's the fact that I can take a beating too. I'm resilient. And that, I guess, that comes from starting this at such a young age, and wrestling people who were a lot bigger than me, and a lot older than me at the time. That I had to be resilient, and it took me a while to come up with that moniker, like, made of stone. But yeah, I was always made of stone ever since I was a kid, really. And now it's got that double meaning, I guess, that not only can I take a beating, now I can dish one out too. Um, so yeah, that's what that is.
Hmm. You're both already tag team champions at Rev Pro, Riot, Cabaret, and SMW. You've been a tag team for 6 years and had around 125 matches together. Yeah, what
Wow.
makes you stand out as a tag team?
I just think it's the dynamic, is it? We're two Valleys lads, two what we say, we're not fast, we're not fancy, we're not flashy. We are just there to win. So we just put the beating on, and we kind of have a similar approach to wrestling, and that's seen in our matches. Like I said, the Greedy Souls are together because we won the biggest matches, being the biggest main events, win all the belts, and that's what we want to do. And for the longest time, when we were the Red Pro Tag Team Champions, we were the best wrestling, the best tag team in the UK. We did win Great British Tag League. We've won. We're not strangers to winning tournaments,
Hmm.
and that's kind of our USP. I think we're just kind of two grown ass men who like to throw a beating. So yeah, for me, and I know Dan's currently thinking it's all along the same lines. We are not here to take part. We are here to win, and that's it. That's exactly what we're gonna do.
All right. Interestingly, you are both ranked third in terms of the opponents you both have faced most often in the ring. Do many matches against each other also help the chemistry as a tag team?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Me and Brendan are from a similar area really, so I guess we had similar values when it came to being a tag team, and I think that helped with our chemistry. But yeah, where we're from is very very normal to just you know get stuck in, have a fight, beat each other up, shake hands at the end of it, and I think yeah that's what kind of bonded us together as well, and made it easy really for us to get along and establish that tag team.
All right. In round one of the tag team tournament, you will face Dragon Dia and Dragon Kid. Apart from those two, is there any other team you would particularly enjoy fighting against?
Well, for me, it's obviously the tag champions, Planet Gajira,
Hmm.
because if we beat them, we've beat the WXW Tag Team Champions. Do you get what I mean? Like, there's no kind of dream match I want. Like I say, if we beat the champs, then that makes us look better, right? So surely there has to be an opportunity down the line for that if we do end up facing Planet Gajira, if we do beat
Mm.
Dresden Empire. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
that's, again, there's probably other matches that the fans might want to see. But for me, I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in championships. I'm interested in kind of the simplest way to the tournament final, the simplest way to get a shot at the championships. Because I want to win belts everywhere. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, what about you, Danny? I mean, you have quite a bit of history with Mudo. I think Lawrence Roman as well.
Yeah.
Any desire to face these guys again, or?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have I would love to face those guys. Again, it's been I think yeah, it's been a long while since I faced Lawrence Roman. So yeah, like I'd love to be able to beat him up again. Mudo as well, knocked him out in Ambition. So
Yeah.
I'd love to do that again. But I think like if I was gonna look at the tag teams, I'd look at the lineup. Apart from what Brendan said, because yeah, he's hit the nail on the head there. We just like to be able to wipe out the tag team champions and make a statement there. But if I was looking at the lineup and I was going to see Dragon Kid and Dragon Dia, then yeah, I would say that would be the team that I'd love to face. So again, to make that statement and you know dish a beating out to those for in that first round, and nothing more perfect than that for me. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one in particular. So doing that in the first, I didn't expect to do that in the first round though, to be honest.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Okay, cool. Besides the tag team tournament, what are you guys most looking forward to? What are your expectations for the weekend?
It's all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hear that quite often,
Yeah,
actually.
we're
Yeah,
gonna we're gonna have we're gonna have a bit of that,
Yes.
definitely. No, but like again, like it's Brendan's first time really being there for a
Hmm.
festival. So I'm looking forward to him experiencing that because um obviously he's done the Oberhausen to Binnenhall venue before, but not when it's been a big festival with so much going on, in sort of in that one day. So I'm looking forward to him experiencing that and seeing how that works. And yeah, just meeting all the fans again. It is a special time when you get to go to a weekend like that. So yeah, I don't take that for granted at all. And yeah, just looking forward to the festivities.
Yeah, same what Dan said. I just want to experience it all. We've released new T-shirts as of an hour ago, so go on our big cartel and buy our t-shirts and interact with us, that'd be really cool because they're very sick designs. Velziki Designs, shout out to them because it's an awesome design. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to soaking the atmosphere in and being a part of something quite special because I know the any festival WXW put on is a real special thing. It's the biggest promotion in Europe, so I just want to get involved and get in the mix now. That's what I want to do.
Yeah. All right. Only one question left, actually. So, Brandon, especially you, it's your first tournament, so there may be people in Germany who don't know you very well yet. Anything you would like to say to them, what we can expect from the Greedy Souls?
You're going to expect the best tag team to win the biggest tournament in Europe. I am the, like I said, I am an experienced wrestler. And also as well, to be honest with you, I'm not hoping that people like me. I don't give a shit.
Hmm.
I really don't care. I'm gonna go out there, do my thing. If they like me, great. If they don't, I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. So I'm literally there to win. So what they expect, just expect two big, horrible wrestlers beating people up.
Anything to add, Danny, or that's it?
No, I mean, he summed that up very eloquently.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can't really add too much to that. But yeah, if you whether you know Brendan or not, or whether you know the Greedy Souls or not, and even if there's some people that don't know me, by the end of the weekend, you 100% will, and that's what matters.
All right. That's it then. Thank you for your time, guys. I look forward to seeing you in Oberhausen next week. Until then, have a good time.
You
Later.
too. Thank you very much.
Bye bye.
Dankeschön.
Oh.